Okay, so the first thing I want to do here is you've been supplied with the following source files. These are the source files that you have been supplied with. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 files, right? Or to do the tax one evidence. They said you would assist our reason to analyze. Okay, this is for spreadsheet, right? Tax one evidence. So let's move ahead for tax one evidence. So create a new word process document, right? So right here, 3, 2, right here. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to click on extract all. Okay, done. Right here, I'll open it. And I'm going to create my evidence here. Now, there's a simple trick to this. So what you can do here is, they said, save this evidence document in your work area as, right? So we have P32 evidence followed by your center number and then candidate number. So I'll just copy this, copy it, then come here, right? So you come here, you click on new, and you go to the Microsoft Word document. And right here, you're going to paste it, right? You're going to paste it, right? Paste it, what we've copied, although your exam is a physical copy. And then change this center number to your center number. For Ajiro Tech, we have AN017, and then my candidate number is going to be 2025. All right. And I'm going to open it. Okay. So I have this. I think I can close this here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to click on the insert, click on the header, and then 3 columns, right? And then you can choose which alignment. I always prefer the center alignment. I'll type in my name, comma space, my center number AN017, comma space, my candidate number is 2025. So I'll click here, delete, click here, delete. You can leave it like this, or probably, let me see, you just make it 12. Okay, I think 12 is fine. All right, so I'll click on the header and footer and then close the header and footer. The next thing is to put them in steps. So I have step 1. I don't know the step yet, so step evidence 1, step evidence 2, step evidence 3, step evidence 4. Good. I can highlight it, bold it, increase the font size. It's not a crime to do that. Okay. Okay, make it 14. Okay, make this 14. Make it 14. And I would do this as well. So make it 14 as well. Okay, so I have this, right? So looking at this, they said make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. So this has been done, right? And they said you will need your evidence document during the exam to please screenshots when required. So, okay, we've done our evidence document. So I can just save this. And I think I can just close this really so that I can just open it here, right? So we have just one thing, okay? All right, so I'll proceed. Proceed here. Task 3. Create a new folder called TR. Okay, so I'll click here on new, then folder, or you can right click, right? New folder, whichever one that's convenient for you, and then TR. Please, it's important to type it exactly the way it is. If they say TR in uppercase, please do it like that. Don't do something else. Please don't do something else. Locate only the following files and store them in your TR. When they tell you to locate, here's what the problem is. When they tell you to locate, some students just duplicate and you make errors. Because when you duplicate, you might forget. So when you are to locate, it simply means you have to find these files, Are you with me? You have to find these files and then you have to move them. You have to move them to where this folder, right? You have to move them what? In this TIL folder, which you store them. So you have to find them. That's the first thing you do. Find them, right? And then move them to the TIL folder. So we have pictures, style sheets, video, your web file, and then you have your text file. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do that. So I can just switch this to large icons. So I have my style sheet, my pictures, my web file. I'm holding my control to do this to select. You can hold your control on your keyboard, click on the first one, and then hold your control on your keyboard and then select to select multiple items. So I'll select this, select the text files, and then there's the image here, right? The image file. So I have, if you look at this here, you see that we have 5 items what selected. So what do I do? Now there's a scissors here that says cut. That's for Windows 11. If you're using Windows 10, all you can do is while you're holding your right click and then come here to, for Windows 10, you probably see something like this for Windows 10, and then you can cut it. Windows 11, you see scissors here for cut. This one here is for copy. Windows 10, you see cut here, or Control X, right? You can do the keyboard shortcut Control X. It's important to explain this because I noticed that so many students are using different operating system. Okay, so now I'm going to open this folder and I will just Control V, or I will just paste it, or you right click and then you paste, whichever one you want to do. Okay, so now I have this. Okay, now they said display the content of your TL folder, right? Showing the folder name. Now let's look at this. This is the folder name, right? All files name. These are the file name. File extension. The type is also seen as the extension, right? You don't have to bring in the extension. The type is also seen as what? The file extension. All right. File sizes. These are the file size. Okay, frame height, frame width, and image dimension. These are the things that are missing. So I would right click here, right? You can right click on any of them or come here to right click here. Any one you want to do is fine. You can right click on any of the columns here and you can bring in more, right? So I'll just do this here, right click on an empty, click on more, and then look for the frame width, F for frame width. Okay, so I have the frame height, I have the frame width, and D for dimensions. Okay, I'm taking my time to explain this because so that students can actually understand website authoring. Okay, so I'll click on OK. Now I want to adjust this. How do I do this? I'll take my cursor here, double click, and then ensure that they are spaced. Very important. Ensure what they are. The spaces are reduced and it is not covering anything, so you can take a perfect screenshot. So look at this space is too much, so I'm going to double click here as well. Okay, all right. I do not need status, so I can just take status off. Okay, so I have this right here. Okay, now I'm going to, what's the next thing here? So we have the dimensions, we have the frame width, we have the frame height, frame file sizes, file extensions, folder name. Okay, so I think now is to what? Take a screenshot of this folder and make sure that the required information is clearly visible. Place this screenshot in your evidence folder. So how do we do this? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get my snipping tool, right? I'll get my snipping tool and I'm going to click on new and I'm going to take my screenshot here. Okay, please ensure your screenshots are legible. Please, right? Ensure the screenshots are legible. Now this is going to be what? This is going to be step 18. This is going to be step 18 for now, right? And I'll hit on enter, and I'm going to paste this, right? Right click and then paste. So this is fine. You can see this is legible. Okay. All right. So moving on. Task 4, web page. Create in your TRO folder a web page called J25racing.html. And I have my slide here, right? Beautiful slide. And for teachers who are also watching this, there's a combo plan for you that has everything that would aid your teaching. I've taken my time over the years to prepare a combo plan that has all the materials, um, interactive quizzes, homework, exam, everything that would make your teaching stress free, right? And how you can engage your learners with so many tools. And I have this right here in the combo plan. So if you're a teacher, you really want to reach out to the sales team at ajirotech at gmail.com or info@ajirotech.com so that you can just get this combo plan, right? And it's at an affordable rate. Trust me, it is all in one. And the more I keep working on new things, the more you get to have a copy of those resources. You do not want to miss it. Trust me, right? Okay. So, well, but for students, you just follow up, right? Okay. All right. So we're to create this. Now, the HTML or the HTML is the same thing. Okay, because students in both sides, HTML is the same thing. And let me show you this. Walk with me with it. Now look at it. When we talk about HTML or HTML, right? It means hypertext markup language. They are all text-based language that is used to develop the content layer of a website. Now we have three: development web layer. We have the content layer. We have the present. The content layer is also seen as a structure layer. Now we have the presentation layer, right? And we have what? The behavior layer, or the or what? Or you can also see it as a scripting uh, as well, right? So these are the three web development layers. So the HTML, they are text-based that we use to develop what? The content. So whether it's HTML or HTML is the same thing. Look at it. Files are written in text format and are usually saved with an .html or HTML file extension. So anyone is fine. Okay, I prefer the HTML because it's a new form of it, which is what the language for it. Okay, all right. So this is very important. Of course, this people have been prepared over the years, right, with the old extension. Are you with me? So for us to be able to create a web page for a web page called this. Now, what I use for video tutoring um, in production is the Microsoft Expression Web 4, right? But in our private tutoring, we explore others like Sublime Text, because there's some school that is in Sublime Text. We explore others like Visual Studio Code, okay? Even your Notepad plus plus, we explore all that. This is seen as what we call um, we have two types, right? They are written in HTML5 using a simple text editor. So the one I just showed you now is a simple text editor. Then the web authoring package is the one I talked about. So we have um, the Microsoft Expression Web 4, or we have the Adobe Dreamweaver. We also have the front page as well. Okay, so whichever one your school is using, well, if you're enrolling in our private tutoring, I get to teach you all that. Okay, so no pressure. Okay, no pressure at all. All right, so let me do that. So I'm going to open the Microsoft Expression Web 4. Okay, now what are we saving? They said what? J23 Racing. Now it's important that it needs to be in HTML5. Now, if yours is not in HTML5, what do you do? So you come here, click on HTML5, click on it, and then you see the default HTML5 extension. You see .html and .htm, and then right here on your document type declaration. So your document type declaration should be HTML5 and not XHTML 1.0 traditional, right? Are you with me? So this is very, very important. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I already have this here set up already, but if you just changed it, you would need to go to File, New, and then click on HTML so that it changes to the HTML file. Because even if you've changed it, if you don't go on a new HTML file, it's not going to change. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, are we having a good time? All right. So now I have this. So I'm just going to copy this. Copy. And then File, Save As. Now notice I'm going to save it where? I'm going to save it what? In the TRL what? Folder to make it relative. I'm going to save it in the TRL folder to make it what? Relative. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to save it here. Now you don't click on anything because you're already given the extension, which is what? HTML, right? So I'll backspace this and I'll paste this, right? And of course, you don't need to add the extension because it's already on what? HTML. So I'll click on what? Save. So there we have it. Okay. Now the web page must be created using a single table and work in all browsers. The table must be centered aligned and fit 85% of the browser window. Take note, 85%, right? So your width here, your style width is what? 85. The table must have a structure as shown as this. Now I'm going to reduce so you can all see this. So now we call this, so I'm going to dot this, right? I think that's the only thing here. So we have this as our column and we have this as our what? Row. Please take note. So here we have 1, 2, we have 2 colon, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We have 4 rows. Are we together? Right? Now, when we are merging across columns, right, we see it as what? Co-span. So when you're merging horizontally, right, you're merging across the columns. Okay, when you're merging vertically, it is seen as a row span. We are merging horizontally across the columns, it's seen as a co-span. We are merging vertically across the rows, it is seen as what? A row span. Are we learning? Okay. So I'm going to click here on tables. You can do that in the code view, you can do it in the design view. Okay. All right. So I'll probably just go to a design view and then go to table, insert table, right? 4 rows, column is 2, and what to specify the width is what? 85 in percent, not pixels, right? And I'll click on what? Okay. So this is what we have at the end of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, so this is what we have. I think I can just move this here, really. Okay, so this is what we have at the end of the day. Okay, so the next thing I have here is I'm going to merge this, right? So I'm going to highlight this, right click, and then under modify, I'll have merge cell done. So I can label them A, B, okay, and I have this C, okay, what else? This is what? D, E, D, E, F, G. Okay, so it's complete. Now they said each table cell is identified with a letter which must not appear on your final web page. Table borders must also not appear on the final web page. Remember they said created using a single table and works in all browsers and it will be center aligned. Now notice that they didn't specify any width. When you don't specify the width. We don't use the inline style attributes, or we have to use this. So you need to take note of that. Very important. Step 20. Now, take note of this. When they give this instruction, they said, place inline style attributes into the HTML to set both the width and height of cell C to 480 pixels. There's a reason for this, right? So we have C. I want to place what? An inline style attribute into the HTML to set both the width and height of cell C to what? 480. So I have my C. So I'm going to right click, go to my cell properties, specify width 480, specify height 480, and then I'm going to apply it, right? And I'll click on OK. Now, because of that, it will automatically affect, because it's happening in the way, it's going to what? Affect what? Cell B. Now look at this. When they talk about the inline style attribute, they're talking about the style width, right? And then the height. That's what they mean consigning what? I think I can do this. Sorry. Because I want you to all see it, right? To set both the width and height to what? So this is done. Okay. A lot. And you're like, okay, do you have a private tuition? Don't you have? Do you have? And yes, Ajiro Tech do have a private tuition. So by my right, you can see that we have for the Edexcel and Cambridge IGCSE. And yes, we do have for all subjects. Okay, all subjects. Okay, the popular ones that's always been in demand is mathematics, English language as a second language. Okay, we have physics, we have biology, we have chemistry, and we have the flagship, which is ICT, just here and there. We also have business studies. So if you're interested for a private tuition, I think all you have to do is send an email to the sales team at ajirotech@gmail.com, and they would reply to you, talk about your time zone, talk about and the fees really quite affordable. Really, it's really quite affordable. It's when you look at it across other tutoring service, I think this is the one that's quite affordable, and you get the very best of service. We also have for the E-levels as well, and also for the Edexcel. So we have for the Cambridge E-levels and Edexcel E-levels. Okay, and we have also across the subject mathematics, which is usually the hot cake when it comes to E-level, mathematics and chemistry, and then biology. These are usually one of the ones we have in demand always, all the time. Even physics, for E-level. So all you have to do, if you're watching this right now and you are interested for a private tuition, then you can do yourself a solid, okay, and send an email to the sales team at ajiro@gmail.com, and they will reply to you. Now place in cell A the cell, place in cell A the image j25 banner.jpg. Okay, so here I have A, so I can use the code view, remove the A, come here to insert pictures. Okay, so I'll probably just look for it. Okay, this is different. Okay, so I have this. Open the folder. Okay, so I have this. Now, are there going to be any alternative text? Okay, it's important to always put it anyway, right? So I'm just going to open the image to have a better idea of what to. So this is what the banner for tower racing. Okay, so banner for tower racing, and I'll click on OK. Okay, So I'm going to save my work. Now, if you want to preview your work, right? If you want to preview your work, this is what you do. File, preview in browser, and then Microsoft Edge. If you don't have Microsoft Edge, what do? Click on Edit Browser List, right? And then click on Add. And then you can now type in Microsoft Edge, click on Browse, and scroll down to this PC, Windows C, and then Program 86, Microsoft Edge, Application, and then MS Edge. So my videos are complete details to teach you everything you need to know, so that if you're a novice, you have a base on where to start. Then you click here, click on Open, and then I already have it, and then you can click on OK, and that's how to bring the Microsoft Edge into the web authoring package. All right, so I'm going to cancel this. All right, so I'll click File, Preview, and then Microsoft Edge. It's always essential. I think I noted this in my slide. I said these files are recognized by web browsers, okay, such as the Microsoft Edge and that. So it's always important to preview your work in what the web browser. It's something you see in chapter 10 communications, right? Web browser. So please, it's important, right? Because not everything like your video will show in the web authoring package, right? So it's important to look at how the work is going to look like if you're going to what. So this is very important. Okay. All right. Now, place in cell C video and source tag to display J25 racing.mp4. Now, I think I also have it here, but I'm going to show you regardless anyway, right? So we have the video tag and we have what? The source tag. Very important. We have the video tag and we have the source tag. Okay, I think we're ready there now. Okay, good. Now look at this. So we have the video tag, which is the opening tag, and then the video tag, which is what? The closing tag. Then we have the source tag. The source tag does not have a closing tag. All right. And there are other things in the video tag, such as your control. You could add your width, right? You could add loop, autoplay, all those things goes in there. For your source tag, it has only your the URL and then the type. And it's important for you to understand that we have 3 acceptable video formats in web authoring. We have .mp4, .webm, .ogg. These are the 3, right? Others like .wmv will not work with the video tag. Are we learning? Okay, trust me, so rich. Are we learning? Okay, good. So now we have this. So I have my C, right? So I can do it here. So I'll hit on enter, and I have my video tag. Okay. I'll close it for now, right? Let's see, what are they saying here? They said video and source tag. Okay, so I have this, and then I have enter again. I'll bring in my source tag. Okay. Then my source, SRC, right? J25 racing.mp4, because it's relative. Please, your URL has to be relative, not absolute. So J25 racing.mp4. Okay. And then I have what? The type. So what type it is? You can see that is the video. And what's the extension? MP4. Right? MP4. And then you close it. Now, here, let's look at this for more details. Make sure that the controls are visible and the video loops when played. Okay, the controls are visible. So that will be here, controls. Okay, and the video loops. So loops talks about when you preview it and you click on it, it keeps going on and on and on and on and on. So we have what? loop. Now it's right here in the slide. I talked about it here, right? Video controls and autoplay. Now, of course, for a video to autoplay, it has to be muted. To get the video to play in a continuous loop, the loop attribute, take note, not, I know the video loops, the loop attribute is used. Also, we have audio. Okay, I talk about it in the private classes, right? So it's important. Okay, so it loops. So we are going to use what? The loop. So we have it here, loop. And again, what else? They said display an automated base error message if the browser does not support this video type. So here we have, now I can put my error message here. The browser does not support this video type. And I can save my work, and I would come here to refresh. So this is it right here. You see explain. Okay. We're not done yet, right? We'll get everything sorted. Now, step 22. Enter in cell B the text from the file J25 text, J25 text.txt, and set the style in style H3. No, we have 6 headings. Okay, we have 6 headings. We have H1 to H6. We have H1 to H6. Okay, so here we are using what? H what? 3. Okay, we're using what? H3. So I'm going to open the text. And I'm going to Control A, Control C. Okay, and I'm going to use the design view for it. Now they said what? What in cell B, right? So I'm going to remove the B and I'm going to paste it. Also remove that space as well. Now they said what? H3. So done. Okay. So I can save my work. It's always important to save and then come here and then refresh. So this is what you have. Okay. What else? Now they said enter in cell D the text new technology. So I'll copy it. In cell D, can use this new technology. Cell E, contact us. So I can still use the design view. I'm just showing you some easy methods you can always use. Cell F, the text designed by. And please copy everything designed by. And there's a colon there. F, designed by. Cell G, your name, center number, and candidate number. Okay, your name, the center number AN017, comma space 2025, my candidate number. Okay. Now they said set all these text in this cell in style H2. Okay, so I have this H2 done, H2 done, H2 done, H2 done. So I'll save my work and I will come here and refresh. So I have this. Now make the new text, new technology, a link. Okay, to open the web page. So new technology is going to be a link to open the web page j25tech.htm. So right here, I'm going to highlight it right click, come here to hyperlink, or you come here to insert hyperlink, whichever you want to do. So existing file or web page, J25 Tech. Okay, so that's all. And you click on OK. Done. The next one is what? Make, and of course, if you're looking at the code as well, is the anchor tag. So we have the anchor tag and we have the hyper reference. The hyper what? Reference. And then it is relative. Please take note of that. It is what? Relative. We're not using absolute. And I talked about it exclusively in my slide. Right? There was a place I even used this to show you. It is absolute, not, it is relative rather, is a relative file path, not an absolute file path, right? Because everything is stored in the same folder. The moment you say using an absolute is marked wrong. So you have to look out for this. Okay? So take note. This means that if the web page is open in another computer, as long as the image or video is stored in the same folder as the web page, it would work properly. Okay, it would work properly. And this is why, as teachers, the combo plan is important, because getting the combo plan simply means that you have license and authority to actually use the slide, right? If you're a teacher, you're using it, right? We've made this free distribution, okay? But if you're using it and you don't have any permission to use it, you probably just have to take it down, right? So this is important. But essentially, we're sharing the knowledge so you can also learn for your students as well. Okay, so it is relative, not absolute. Okay, so make the text contact us a link, right, to an email editor to prepare an email, right? Contact us. So I have this design contact us. So I'm going to highlight this, and you can right click, like I said, hyperlink, or you go to insert hyperlink and then come here to email, right? So I can do this and I'll copy this. So we have Tower Racing. So I'll do this, and to show mail to, right? For some, it's not working, so I'll probably just do this myself. So have Tower dot racing. Now it's important that Tower is T, the racing is uppercase, the R is uppercase, right? At cambridge.org, with the subject line, tell me more. Tell me more. And there's an exclamation to it. So it's important, right, that we type it exactly the way it is. Now, if we're looking, this is an anchor tag that has a hyperreference, and then there's a all in quote mail to, and then there's a question mark with the subject equals to tell me more, everything in quote. So that's what they mean, right? So I'll click on OK. So if we look at the code, it's exactly what I'm telling you, right? So everything in quote here, mail to, and then the question mark, the subject, everything right here. Okay. Now the next thing is what? A lot. And you're like, okay, do you have a private tuition? Don't you have? Do you have? And yes, Ajiro Tech do have a private tuition. So by my right, you can see that we have for the EdExcel and Cambridge IGCSE, and yes, we do have for all subjects. Okay, all subjects. Okay, the popular ones that's always been in demand is mathematics, English language as a second language. Okay, we have physics, we have biology, we have chemistry, and we have the flagship, which is ICT, just here and there. We also have business studies. So if you're interested for a private tuition, I think all you have to do is send an email to the sales team at ajirotech@gmail.com, and they would reply to you, talk about your time zone, talk about, and the fee is really quite affordable. Really, it's really quite affordable. It's we look at it across other tutoring service, I think this is the one that's quite affordable and you get the very best of service. We also have for the E levels as well, and also for the edXL. So we have for the Cambridge E levels and edXL E levels. Okay, and we have also across the subject mathematics, which is usually the hot cake when it comes to E level mathematics and chemistry, and then biology. These are usually one of the ones we have in demand always, all the time, even physics, for E level. So all you have to do, if you're watching this right now and you are interested for a private tuition, then you can do yourself a solid, okay, and send an email to the sales team at ajiro@gmail.com and they will reply to you. Attach the style sheet j23racing.css to your web page. Now we can type in the link here, which is what? The link tag. So we have the link tag, we have the hyperreference, we have the relationship, and we have the type. Or you can come here to attach style sheet. So I'll probably just save my work, attach style sheet, and this is going to be a link. Browse for it, and we have it here, J25 Racing. And I'll click on what? Open. And I'll click on OK. So you probably see here. So you have the reference. This means relationship, the REL. So it defines the relationship between the current document and the style sheet. Okay. And of course, your CSS is a text file according to what? Chapter 11 file management. All right. So I will save my work and I will come here to my web page and refresh. Okay. So we have this. Are we making progress? Good. They said edit the style sheet so the table is centered aligned in the browser window. So we have to edit what? This style sheet. So to do that, now there's a shortcut to this. Instead of opening it, you can just hold your control, and then click on the hyperreference to open it. So to make this the table centered aligned, okay, what do we do here? Now, for it to be center aligned is the table. The selector is what? The table. We're using the what? The table style, right? So we're using the HTML tag for the table. So we'll come here to the table here. You can right click and modify, or I can type in the code here, but I want to just show you a simpler method. So come here to modify style. Okay. And then right here under your box. Now for it to be centered like this, right? It simply means that the left margin, let me show you something. Let me get this. So this is a browser here, right? Now for me to have this here, it simply means that this is what? The left margin and this is what? The right margin, right? So the margin left here is going to be auto and the margin right here is going to be what? Auto. For this to be right, for the web page to be in the right, okay, it simply means that the margin right is 0 and the margin left is what? Auto. For the web page to be on the left, right, it simply means that the margin left is going to be 0 and the margin right is going to be what? Auto. Are we together? So this is very, very important. Okay, so this is what I will do here. So I'll select this. So I have my margin right. We have auto, margin left, auto. And then I'm going to what? Apply this. And then click on what? Okay. So I'm going to save this and I'll come here and what? Refresh. Okay, so let me see. And I'll save this as well. Okay, so we have this. Did we put 85% just to be sure? Okay, now the next thing is what? They said set the text in cell F so that the class right is applied to what? Style H2. So let's check. Do we have a class? So we have a class here, right? Now, notice this. Let's see how we notice this. Now, we have to work on this, the image here. Now, let me go to my code here, and this is the code here, and I'm going to feed this in. Okay, probably just add an inline style, okay, with 100%, and I'll save my work. And if I come here now to refresh, good. Now we have it here. Okay, good. And of course, the video, like I said, the video is working. You can check it. Can you see that? It's going again and again. It's going again and again, right? The loop is going again and again. Okay, good. So that's the loop. So when played, remember when they said when played, right? They said when played. So take note of that. Okay. All right. They said set the text in cell F. Okay. So what's so that the class right cell F is what designed by. Okay. So here I'm going to add what since we already have it in an HTML tag. If we don't have it in the HTML tag, and for example, we want to do only this, then we use the span tag. Right? We use the span tag. Let me put this here. We use what? The span tag. So you can understand what I'm trying to say. The span tag. But since we already have it in a HTML tag, all we have to do here is come here and add what? The class. So the class is going to be what? Equals to what? Right. If you are to add more than one class, what do? You add what? Your comma. You add what? Your comma to it to add more than one. So I'm going to save my work. Okay, so now I'll come here and I'm going to refresh. Now, what do you see here? So this is going to be what? All right. All right. Now, save your web page. I'm going to save. Take a copy of your HTML source and place this in your evidence document. Okay, so I'll take a copy, Control A, Control C. Okay, this is what? Step 27. So, step 27, evidence 2 for now. And now, please don't bold it. Please take note, don't bold it. So I'm going to right click and I'll paste this. And I'll highlight it again. Right? Come here, remove space after paragraph. Okay, I think this is 14. Okay, that's fine. Right? So we have this. What else? Display a web page in a browser. If necessary, resize it. Now, I don't like my work to be untitled one. Right? I don't like it. Again, most time they don't tell you, but it's always good to always give a title to your work. Now, they said what? The web page is created. So I'm probably going to give the title as Tower Racing. You don't have to do this anyway, right? You don't have to do this, but I don't like my work to be untitled one. So I'm going to give this Tower Racing. Tower Racing. So I'll save it. Yeah. If you want to do it in design, right? All you have to do is you come here is the page property. Come here to properties under file property, and right here in the title you do it here, right? You can also add your target frame here as well. Okay, so we have the page properties is in the file menu. Okay, all right, so now I have that, so I think I can just go there and add it in my code, right? Because I didn't do that there. When I copied it, I didn't add it there. Like I said, you don't have to do it, but I don't like my work to be untitled. So Tower Racing. I'm going to save it here. Okay, so now if I refresh, better. So I'm going to extract this like this and make this here. So this is our work here. And I'm going to click on the three dots, screenshot, capture full page. Okay. And copy. So this is going to be what? This is going to be step 27. Step 27, evidence 3. Hit on enter, enter again, and I will just paste it, Ctrl V. It's actually long. Let me do this. Actually long. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually long. So I'll probably just bring this to the next one. Control enter. Then what's the next thing I'm to do here? Now I want to take a screenshot. Let me get my snipping tool. Click on new, my snipping tool here, and I'm going to crop this because I want to bring them together. I'm going to crop this and I'm going to add it here, right? Control V, just do that. And then I can join them together. I'm going to zoom in because I love the details. Is in the details, really, right? And I'll select the first one, hold my shift. I'll select the first one, picture format, wrap text through, right? Here again, wrap text through. It's always important to bring them together before doing this so it doesn't go to the next page or whatever, right? And then bring this here. Good. It's in the details. Are we having a good time? Okay, good. So I'm going to click here, hold my shift, and select the second image. And then come here and then group it. There you have it. I'm so proud of you. You've done a good job. You deserve to clap for yourself. Okay, all right. Okay, so there we have it. So now we have it as one image and everything is showing clearly. Okay, so now so all the page can be seen, yes. All the text can be easily read, yes. The address bar is visible. And what do? We take a screenshot evidence showing the web page in the browser and we're to place this in the evidence document. And we have done that. So it's let me make it 100%. Okay, so this is actually good. We've done a great work, and this is the code for it as well. Okay, so all right, so we've come to the end of this paper, right? It's been okay. It's been easy, but again, we had to explain a lot of details so that you don't understand, you understand keenly. We're not just here to solve a past paper. If you're here looking for a quick fix of a past paper, you're in the wrong YouTube channel. We're here to teach you so that you can learn, you can grow, and at the end of the day, you can better to have your result. We're producing students having A stars, learners award. I want you to be the next. And that's why Ajiro Tech is here. So thank you very much for joining in. We've been able to do, in summary, we've been able to insert the table, center the line, 85% of the table. The table borders, like they said, did not appear in the final web page. And also we've been able to insert image. You've been able to learn how to do the videos, how to add in a loop and your text as well, and adding your heading styles, and of course your hyperlink, whether it's to another web page or sending an email, and again to attach your style sheet and also to modify your style sheet as well, and to add a class, because a class simply means that you're applying it only to a specific text with a different formatting. And then take a copy of the HTML source code and display that exceptional web page so that your examiners can be able to mark and give you good grades. So thank you very much. Do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel and share this video with a friend and your classmate. Trust me, that's the best gift you can give to them, by sharing it to them, because it simply means that you want them to learn and you want them to progress. That is what friends are for, and you owe it to them to share this YouTube channel to them so they can subscribe and learn and be an amazing student. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.